The other day, I asked ChatGPT, where should I move to in the Tampa Bay if I were to relocate? And I know that's what a lot of people do when they start thinking about relocating to a new city, is they open up ChatGPT and ask that question. And I get it. It's fast, it's free, and it is a great place to start. So I put it to the task. I asked ChatGPT one simple question. ChatGPT, where should I live if I relocate to the Tampa Bay? And within seconds, it gave me 5 recommendations. It suggested Dunedin, Westchase, Safety Harbor, Wesley Chapel, and South Tampa. And as I was reading through the list, I thought, well, yeah, I would recommend that, or oh, that is a great area. Or, yep, I could absolutely see someone loving it there if they're moving from outside of the Tampa Bay. But I realized something. ChatGPT never asked me a single question. It doesn't ask where I work. It didn't ask what my budget was. It didn't ask whether or not I have kids. It didn't ask if I hated traffic. It didn't ask if I wanted to be near the beach. It certainly didn't ask if I wanted a brand new home or if I would prefer something with character. And it definitely did not ask my favorite question to ask my relocation buyers, and that is, what does your Saturday look like? Because in my experience, that question tells me more about where someone should live than almost anything else. And I ask that because I want to know, do you picture yourself grabbing coffee and maybe walking to brunch on a Saturday? Or do you want to spend that day watching your kids play travel baseball or basketball and be all over the county? Or would you rather be paddleboarding or sitting on the beach or riding your golf cart downtown? Or would you prefer to be grilling in the backyard with your neighbors? Your answers to these questions changes everything. So today I am going to grade ChatGPT's recommendations. I've got a scorecard. Green check means 100% I agree. Yellow means good recommendations, but we need to have some context. Because context is everything when you're relocating. And that's why you choose me as your relocation specialist. So Westchase, number 1, green check. Loved it. I was not surprised to see that ChatGPT picked Westchase. It is consistently picked as one of the best places to live in the Tampa Bay. In fact, it was recently voted the number 1 suburb in all of Florida. And there's a reason for that. First of all, the streets are tree lined. There's community pools, there's parks, there's pickleball, there's a golf course, there's shopping, restaurants, and it's close to the Tampa International Airport. You can get there in about 15 minutes. It's one of those areas that I like to tell people, it's just easy to live there. In fact, when I relocated to Tampa from Los Angeles in 2010, I chose Westchase as where I wanted to live with my family. I absolutely loved it. My son's elementary school was just a few minutes away. The gym was close by. I had restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and a grocery store. Pretty much anything I needed, all within walking distance or just a short golf cart away. So if you think of your perfect Saturday as grabbing a breakfast and then maybe taking the kids to the pool or playing pickleball or meeting friends out for dinner and not spend your day driving everywhere, Westchase is going to be hard to beat. But here's what ChatGPT did not ask you. Where do you work? If you're commuting to Brandon every day, which is south of Tampa, that's probably not going to be your best fit. It's going to be over an hour commute. If your dream Saturday is loading up the paddleboard and spending every weekend at Clearwater Beach, well, then you may want to be looking closer to the water. So that's why I'm changing my score. Green for Westchase with a little bit of yellow because context matters. Next, ChatGPT suggested Dunedin. Total green check. I absolutely love Dunedin. And if you've never been there, I'm going to give you a little bit of the backstory. So picture this. In Dunedin, you can grab your morning coffee from your favorite barista, then you can hop on your golf cart and use that to drive through downtown. You can park and walk around the marina, maybe spend some time browsing at the local shops, and then grab lunch at one of the restaurants. There's tons of them. Then you can jump on the Pinellas Trail. And if you're not familiar with the Pinellas Trail, it's nearly 50 miles of paved trail running through all of the Pinellas County communities. So any given Saturday, you'll see cyclists, runners, people walking their dogs, families pushing their strollers, and maybe hopping off the trail to stop for lunch at a brewery or a restaurant before continuing their ride or walk. The Dunedin area is just a lifestyle. It is a vibe. I had a buyer recently that was coming in from San Diego, and she absolutely loved Dunedin. And when I started showing her homes in her price range, she kept asking me, wait, what? It's really that price? She couldn't believe how much further her money went in Dunedin than it does to Southern California. That's something I hear fairly often from my buyers coming from California. But again, it's all about context. If you are looking for, let's say, a brand new subdivision, or you want a large 3,300 square foot home with 3-car garage, or a huge master plan community, then Dunedin probably is not going to be your best choice, and it's not going to be your place. The charm is exactly the opposite. If your Saturday sounds like golf carts and breweries, locally owned restaurants, waterfront sunsets, community events, then green, check, check, check. If your Saturday is more like travel baseball and neighborhood pools, that's fine, but it's probably yellow, and Dunedin's probably not your best fit. Next is Safety Harbor. I'm going to give it a green check, but again, with some context. Safety Harbor is totally charming, but I'd also describe it as one of the gems in Tampa Bay. It's a small little town that's surprisingly close to everything. It's on the Pinellas County side. And in Safety Harbor, maybe you'll start your day with a farmer's market, and then you'll walk around Main Street, maybe check out Philippe Park, which is a waterfront park, and then head downtown for dinner with friends. But it's also a very, very small town. So if you are looking for endless nightlife, or big box stores, or huge shopping districts, or even a brand new master plan community, then Safety Harbor is probably going to be just a little bit too quiet for you. And neither answer is wrong. It just depends on what your Saturday looks like. It always goes back to tell me about your Saturday and I'll tell you where we should look. Next, I'm going to talk about Wesley Chapel. This is a green check, but it's also got a yellow. So Wesley Chapel shows up on almost every best places to live list in the Tampa Bay. And I understand why. They are building brand new homes everywhere. There is excellent shopping. There are great new schools. There's new restaurants, new hospitals, new gyms. There's a bunch of master plan communities. And one thing people absolutely love in the Wesley Chapel area is something called the Epperson Lagoon. If you've never seen it, Google it. It is a massive crystal clear lagoon with white sand beaches where you can do paddleboarding and kayaking, water slides all through the year. It almost feels like having a tropical resort in your neighborhood. And for families, this is an incredible way to spend your Saturday. There's a swim up bar. You can have lunch and have a drink and still be playing with the kids in the pool. But if you're looking to relocate here because you're going to be working at MacDill Air Force Base, they may not be the best fit for you. But you know what? ChatGPT probably did tell you it was one of the best communities in the Tampa Bay area, which it is. However, if you're commuting to MacDill, the hour and a half in the commute or in the car to and from the base is going to add up pretty quickly, and something definitely that you want to keep in mind. For example, I had a group or a family from Michigan. They were moving to the Tampa Bay area. They found Brandon, which is south of Tampa, and it's very close to MacDill. However, they were going to be working in MacDill and realized how close it was. So we also spent some time working and looking in Wesley Chapel, but at the end of the day, they ended up deciding on Brandon. It's a nice master plan community. It's not as new, but the commute just made sense for them. In Wesley Chapel, you're also going to find some walking trails, but you're not going to get acreage. If you're looking for a home on an acre, that's not going to be Wesley Chapel. It's also most likely going to be in an HOA, meaning you're going to have to play by the HOA rules. So something we'll want to factor into our decision making. Lastly, I want to talk about South Tampa. So South Tampa is, if your lifestyle revolves around downtown Tampa, nightlife, or even the Air Force Base at MacDill, South Tampa is a great place to live. It also features Bayshore Boulevard. What's cool about Bayshore Boulevard is it's 4.5 miles of one of the longest continuous sidewalks in all of the United States. So on Saturdays, you'll see families with strollers and dog walkers and runners and people just enjoying the view of the Tampa Bay. You can grab some coffee, you can walk Bayshore, you can have lunch, brunch. You could even catch a Lightning game, which is our Tampa Bay hockey team. Living in South Tampa, it's an amazing lifestyle. However, the location comes with trade-offs. If your budget is around $500,000 and you're picturing, a newer home with lots of space, then your expectations are probably not going to match the reality of South Tampa. In South Tampa, you're going to be trading square footage and the ability to have new construction for some older charming homes that may be in a little bit better of an area as far as your commute, but you're not going to find the big homes. So overall, how did ChatGPT rate my neighborhoods here in the Tampa Bay area? I'd say it did pretty good, because frankly, the problems were not the neighborhood. The problem was we were missing the questions. And I think that's why AI is such an incredible tool. I use it all the time. It's fantastic for gathering information and for starting your research. But AI will only answer the questions you ask. It's not going to ask the questions you forgot. And there's a difference. You know, AI gives you information. However, a trusted relocation advisor can help you make decisions. This is where I come in. Every relocation client I work with gets recommended actions based on their commute, their budget, their family, their hobbies, their long-term goals, and yes, of course, what their Saturdays are going to look like. So whether you're planning this move this summer, or if you're going to be moving next year, or if you're still more than a year away, it's never too early to reach out. In fact, I think that's where I can help you the most. Because why spend the next 6 months stalking Zillow and Realtor.com, falling in love with homes that aren't in neighborhoods that actually fit your lifestyle? What I would rather see is I'd much rather help you narrow down the right areas first. And then when it's time for you to buy, you'll know exactly where you want to be and where we should be looking. So if you're thinking about relocating to the Tampa Bay area, I would love to be a resource for you. There's never any pressure. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, no matter where you are in your process. So if this video helped you at all, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel and keep coming back, because every week I'm going to be sharing practical advice about relocating to the Tampa Bay with confidence and helping you avoid expensive mistakes by finding the community that truly fits the lifestyle that you want to build.